My dear members, I hope that you all had an enjoyable Pesach Seder, and despite the difficult circumstances surrounding us, I am confident that you fulfilled properly all the mitzvot required in the Seder. As we are going through this agony of the coronavirus, I would like to bring up two remarks, which, incidentally, we have been implementing nowadays. One is prevention, the other one is chesed, from the people towards one another. Let's look at the first one. In the parasha, we read on Shevi'i Shel Pesach, it says, Kol ha'mahala asher samti b'Mitzrayim lo asim alecha, ki ani Adonai rofe'echa. All the illnesses I placed upon Egypt, I will not bring upon you, because I am Hashem, your healer. There is a famous question here. If Hashem is not bringing any sicknesses upon us, what difference does it make that Hashem is our healer? There are no sicknesses. There are no sicknesses to heal anyway. The answer is from a story about the Rambam alav shalom. The Rambam was the doctor of the Sultan in Egypt, and he was the Sultan's favorite doctor. Sure enough, the other non-Jewish doctors became jealous of the Rambam and went complaining to the Sultan, Your Highness, so far in the last few years that Rambam was private doctor for you, you never got sick. And consequently, he never prescribed any medicines for you. How do you know he's a good doctor if he never had a chance to heal you? The Sultan thought it was a legitimate concern and called the Rambam in to give him an answer. The wise Rambam explained, Your Highness, on the contrary, because I have been counseling you on which healthy foods to eat, and which healthy drinks to drink, and which exercises to perform every day, and so on. That is why you never became sick. The best doctor is the one who properly instructs his patients so that they never get sick in the first place. Prevention is the best medicine. The Sultan accepted this answer. In the same vein, we can answer our question. The question was, if Hashem is not bringing any sicknesses on us, what is meant by I am Hashem, your healer? Precisely because Hashem is the great healer, no sicknesses will come upon us because Hashem will prevent any disease from happening in the first place. Again, prevention is the best medicine. This is a great advice which we should strictly follow nowadays, with the coronavirus claiming so many lives worldwide. Don't wait till you catch the virus, God forbid, and hope you'll be cured. That is the wrong attitude. Let's be wise and put into practice the guidelines prescribed to us by our government and health practitioners and prevent the disease from happening in the first place. The second remark I would like to bring up is the great chesed being done by many people and by many organizations to help the poor and the needy. Food packages in abundance have been delivered to families with children in Flatbush and Lakewood and other places. People come with their cars, open the trunk, and workers load in all kinds of foods. Young people go shopping for elderly whom they don't even know. There is a surge of support for people who have been laid off and for small business owners who can't pay their employees. In London, when there is a lack of hospital beds, a Jewish organization managed to raise funds to buy a building and transform it into a hospital to accommodate 100 beds. Can you imagine? Raising the equivalent of millions of dollars to help their Jewish brethren. Sodom and Amorah were destroyed because of the lack of chesed. On the other hand, with great chesed, Hashem will build the world and keep it safe, as it says, Olam Chesed Ibaneh. The world is built through Chesed. Look, on Seder night, we start the story of Pesach as free people with the paragraph of Halachma Anya De'achlua B'hatana, and so on. Here's the translation. This is the bread of affliction that our forefathers ate in Egypt. Whoever is hungry or needy, let him come in and eat and join us at the Pesach Seder. Imagine, in the very first paragraph we recite as free people, what do we declare? Let us care for the needs of others and invite people into our Seder. So let us practice this midah, this virtue of our great patriarch Abraham Avinu, the midah of chesed. Let me tell you an interesting story about a great and saintly sage, Rabbi Shneur Kotler, Rosh Yeshiva of Lakewood Yeshiva, which has over 5,000 Talmidim. There was a child in Lakewood by the name of Moshe, who was living 2 blocks away from his yeshiva. But in between the blocks, there was a very large street which he was not authorized to cross by himself. His parents hired someone to cross him every morning. One day, that person didn't show up. So Moshe asked someone passing by to cross him. This new person not only crossed him, but took him all the way to his school while talking to him very kindly and was very sweet to him. So the child asked him if he would accompany him every day, and this new person agreed. Moshe's parents wanted to hire someone else, but Moshe started to cry and put up a big fuss. He wanted only that person to cross him. This went on for about 2 months, until one day, that new person didn't show up anymore. So the parents hired someone else to cross him on a daily basis. A few weeks later, it was announced that the Rosh Yeshiva of Lakewood, Rabbi Shneur Kotler, was very sick. He had cancer, and unfortunately was near the end of his life. Moshe's father took him to get a beracha from this great tzaddik. As soon as they entered the room, Moshe yelled, "Daddy, Daddy, this is the man that was crossing me for 2 months." Wow. Imagine, a great Rosh Yeshiva who was busy with so many tasks in the largest yeshiva in the US took time to show unbelievable kindness to a child. That's chesed. Let me conclude with the following. The tefillin that we put on a regular day has 2 parts. Tefillin shel yad, which we put around our arm, and tefillin shel rosh, which we put on our head. The tefillin shel yad has 1 compartment, while the tefillin shel rosh has 4 compartments. What is the significance of this? The tefillin shel yad represents action, because the hand is symbolic of action. The tefillin shel rosh is symbolic of thoughts and opinions which emanate from our head. This is telling us that while we may have different thoughts and different opinions, when it comes to action, there should be only 1 compartment, 1 unified way to act. If we all unite and fight this virus properly and keep up the chesed that we have shown so far, Hashem will surely look at us favorably and remove this horrible plague from us quickly and bring us our Mashiach Tzidkenu B'karov. Amen.